I have a puppy. Actually, I have two puppies. Anybody have a puppy? Okay. You have what kind of puppy is it? A what? A Yorkie. They're really small, aren't they? I have two big puppies. One is a Bernese Mountain Dog, and the other one is a Leonberger. If you know, I think Kathy brought, what's her name? Daisy? Was it Lacey? Up here to church one time. So anyway, one of the things about puppies, though, I don't know if you found out, if you have a puppy, have you had a puppy before? Have you had a puppy before, Eva? Okay. Sometimes they don't listen very good, do they? They listen. Parker, my Bernese Mountain Dog, he hears me. He'll be outside and I'll say, come. He looks at me like, do I really want to come or don't I? And he stands there, he says, I'm not sure I want to come. I'm not sure whether I really want to go in. And I'll say, Parker, come. And he waits and looks at me again. And sometimes he doesn't come. And I have to go out and correct him and tell him, when I say come, you need to come. I take him for walks too. And he listens to me, but he doesn't do anything. So that's why I have him on a leash, okay? Because if I let him off a leash, I know that he would hear me, but he wouldn't do what I ask, right? So right on now, I'm teaching him what it means to stop. And usually what I do is when I get to crossing a street, when I'm doing a walk, is before I cross the street, I'll always have him stop. Why do you think that's important?
You don't want him to get run over by a car, bus, or something that moves on the road.
So you don't think I'm being mean to him? Because if he doesn't stop, so I jerk back on that collar, to make sure. And, sometimes he says, oh, that hurts. But, I'm trying to teach him that it's not only important to listen and to hear, but to what? To do what I say, right? Because if he wasn't on the leash and he was running and I said, stop, if he didn't stop, he might get run over, right? I think kind of that's the way that Jesus is telling us today in the sermon. He's telling us to be wise is to not only hear what Jesus says, but to do what he says, okay? And he compares that to a man who builds a house on the rock, right? So you listen today as I talk about building your house on the rock, okay? So remember that your parents, when they sometimes have to discipline you, or when you hear what they say but you don't do what they say, sometimes there's consequences to that. Just remember that they love you and they're trying to protect you, okay? Can you remember that? Okay? So what are you going to do when your mom or dad says something? You're going to listen and maybe do it. That's what my Parker says too. He says, well, maybe I will, maybe I won't. But you know what? We still love him, don't we? We still love him. All right, you can go back to your seats now. Thank you.